Hello, everyone. Today, I'm starting this episode a bit differently. We'll begin with a message from the family of Mekayla Bali, a young girl who one day just didn't come back home. They miss her deeply and haven't stopped hoping to find her.
Mekayla, know that you are loved. Honey, never give up. I will never stop searching. As I've said before, my treasure's lost. I will devote myself to finding you. There is no more sense of sane or normality or continuity in a fractured family. One can't sit at a dining room table with an empty spot. One can't sleep in a comfy bed not knowing where your child is.
Mekayla, I love you. I miss you. There isn't a single day that goes by that I don't pray for you. Mekayla, I miss that, and I miss you so much. And I just want you to come home. Please be safe wherever you are.
I love you and I miss you. I need my sister back. Please come home soon. We love you so much. Everybody here has cried endlessly. Just hoping one day, staring out that window, that you will be there. Please come home. We all miss you.
Across the globe, families wake up each day holding on to hope that their missing loved ones will be found. These stories are suspended between hope and heartache, between the past and an uncertain future. One such unresolved mystery involves Mekayla Bali, a 16-year-old from Canada who vanished in broad daylight from her hometown of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. It was the 12th of April, 2016, when Mekayla walked out of her school and simply disappeared. Today, we aim to bring you her story not merely as a chronicle of events, but as a poignant reminder of the ongoing need for search and answers. Mekayla Margaret Kim Niebergall was born on July 2, 1999, in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. In a significant change, she decided to take on the last name Bali on September 11, 2015. She made her home in Yorkton, Saskatchewan, where she lived with her mother, Paula Marie Bali, a dedicated worker for the Ministry of Social Services, her loving aunt, her grandmother, and two younger siblings. Her family faced a tough time when her grandfather passed away in March 2016, which was a hard blow for everyone, especially since it happened just a month before Mekayla disappeared. Mekayla's mother describes her as a shy and reserved girl who had a passion for music and the arts. She loved playing the violin and took an active part in her high school's drama club, where she could express herself creatively. At the time she went missing, she was in the 11th grade and was well loved by her classmates for her kindness and her ability to sense what others needed. Despite facing challenges at school, like being bullied occasionally for her acne, Mekayla was growing into a more confident and vibrant young woman. This period in her life was significant because, according to her mother, she was just starting to find her stride, becoming more self-assured and happy. At the time of her disappearance, Bali was 16 years old, standing 157 centimeters tall and weighing 56 kilograms. Though naturally a redhead, Mekayla had dyed her hair blonde. Her eyes were blue and her complexion light and fair. Among her distinguishing features were acne, a small birthmark on her chin about the size of a dime, several chickenpox scars between her eyes, a row of scars on her thigh from self-harm, and protruding front teeth. Occasionally, she also wore glasses. Investigators, using statements from witnesses and reviewing hundreds of hours of surveillance footage, were able to piece together Mekayla's movements over much of the day she vanished. This meticulous effort has resulted in a comprehensive timeline detailing her actions on that day, providing crucial insights into her last known whereabouts. Bali's high school friends told reporters that in the days leading up to her disappearance, she mentioned several places she would soon visit. They also said Bali had claimed to have $5,000 in her bank account, although police later confirmed that was not the case. On Monday, April 11th, one day before she disappeared, she sent a text message to a friend asking for a ride to the local TD bank the next morning. She also communicated with that bank several times that day and eventually wired $25 to her account. In the evening, she sent messages to several other friends stating that she was unhappy about something and needed help. At 6:41 a.m., On April 12th, Bali sent another text message to that friend asking again for a ride to the local TD bank. The friend refused since the bank was not yet open. Her mother said that Tuesday, April 12th, was just a really regular morning in our house.
There was no reason for her to have disappeared on her own. That morning was absolutely a regular morning. I think I've mentioned publicly before that, I always leave cash in the house and none of those things were missing. No valuables were gone. Things that were important to her weren't missing. I don't want to say I obsessively look for her, but I actually do. It starts early in the morning as soon as the kids are gone for school till 8, 9 o'clock at night. I don't believe she's safe. And so whatever it would take for me to find her is whatever I will do.
Bali's grandmother drove her to school, arriving between 8:10 and 8:20. CCTV footage shows her putting a binder inside her locker at 8:21 and leaving the school through the back entrance at 8:30. She was next seen by a surveillance camera walking southeast along the railroad tracks. The clerk of Terry's Pawn and Bargain, a local pawn shop, told police that between 8:40 and 8:50, Bali attempted to pawn a silver ring. As it was low value, he did not make her an offer. Shortly thereafter, between 8:50 and 8:55, she was seen at the bank withdrawing $55 from her account. After she left, surveillance footage shows her at 9 a.m. walking east on Broadway Street. At about 9:10, cameras recorded her entering a combined Tim Hortons Wendy's restaurant, buying a drink, and sitting down at a table. She seemed to take her phone apart at one point and put it back together. Less than 15 minutes later, she left the restaurant, re-entered almost immediately, and left through another exit. Over the next 25 minutes, she was spotted by several cameras near the restaurant. Her movements during this time formed a wide circle, covering the area around the restaurant in a counterclockwise direction. At 9:49, she returned to the restaurant and sat down at another table. Over the next 20 minutes, she used her phone repeatedly, sending text messages and making what appear to be lengthy phone calls. At 10:12, she texted a friend saying, "Hey, I need help," followed by, "Never mind, I figured it out," a few minutes later. She left and re-entered again. At 10:43, she started a short conversation with an older woman who told police Bali had asked her for help in renting a hotel room, which she declined. After the conversation, Bali used her telephone again and left the restaurant for the last time. After leaving Tim Hortons, cameras show her at 10:45 walking west on Broadway Street East. She took a short turn down 7th Avenue, but then returned to Broadway Street East, continuing westward until she left the camera's view. She does not appear on any other surveillance footage for more than an hour after that. But shortly after that footage, an employee at the local STC bus depot recalls her asking when the next bus to Regina would leave. Upon being told that would not be until 5 p.m., she left without buying a ticket. This appears to have happened sometime between 11 and 11:45 a.m. At 11:35, she sent another text message to her friend, "I'll see you at lunch." And at 11:59, re-entered her school and met with 2 other students in the school cafeteria. They confirmed that she told them about plans to take a bus to Regina for vacation. Cameras show her leaving the school at 12:03 p.m. She was next seen at the Trail Stop restaurant attached to the bus depot where she ordered lunch. According to eyewitnesses, she left the restaurant between 1 and 1:45 p.m. After that, no one remembers seeing her, and she does not appear on any other surveillance footage. Police were able to verify that she did not get on any of the buses that day. When last seen, she was wearing glasses, a teal mint infinity scarf, jeans, a 3/4 length burgundy or purple coat, with her blonde wavy hair worn down. Bali's phone was turned off at 6:51 the next morning. According to the police, Bali has not used any of her social media accounts since. One possible exception occurred 3 months later, when a Snapchat message sent to her by one of her friends became marked as opened. However, it could not be determined if anyone actually viewed it. Police also confirmed that her bank account has not been used since then, and she does not have a passport with her, which is necessary for international travel. Bali's disappearance was noticed by her family on the afternoon of April 12, 2016, when her grandmother went to pick her up from school. When she learned that Bali had not been at school all day, she contacted Bali's mother. The two women initially searched for Bali themselves. When they could not find any sign of her after hours of searching, they reported her missing to the police in the evening of the same day. Her case was initially handled by the Yorkton RCMP, who asked the public for help in locating her on April 14, 2016. After 3 weeks, Yorkton RCMP handed the Bali file over to the General Investigations Section, a dedicated unit that investigates major offenses. On July 21st, 3 months after she went missing, RCMP escalated their search by issuing a child search alert for the 3 provinces of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. On the first anniversary of Bali's disappearance, the investigation was handed over to the RCMP Historical Case Unit. On December 4, 2017, the child search alert was renewed and expanded across Canada. Police reviewed hundreds of hours of surveillance camera footage provided by local businesses and conducted dozens of interviews with potential witnesses to piece together Bali's movements on April 12, 2016. Although she used her phone extensively throughout the day, no phone calls were registered by her cell phone provider, and she is believed to have used social media apps to communicate. Investigators said it was a challenge to obtain information from these companies. In August 2017, RCMP conducted a 3-day ground grid search in a wooded area near Bali's high school in Yorkton. However, no new evidence regarding Bali's whereabouts resulted from the search. Police never confirmed a suspect in the case, but did announce a person of interest. This person was seen by witnesses leaving the Trail Stop restaurant with Bali. He was described as having a stocky build, muscular arms, dark hair, and a large, prominent tattoo of a fiery cross on his forearm. The man eventually reported to the police, who were able to question him. In addition, police were able to locate several online acquaintances of Bali and contacted the hotels in the area. However, none of these efforts led to any further leads. In 2019, police began releasing extensive surveillance camera footage in hopes that it would bring new leads from people who saw Bali that day. Both police and her family received hundreds of tips to her possible whereabouts over the years, including possible sightings. On October 9, 2016, it was reported that Bali was believed to be in Vancouver. Her mother traveled to the city to set up a poster campaign in help for locating her daughter. In 2017, the police service of the Tsuut'ina Nation reported that they believed that Bali attended an event in January 2017 at the Grey Eagle Entertainment Center. On August 8, 2019, Bali's mother received a call from a man claiming to have seen Bali in Edmonton. Her mother said that she is considering going there to investigate for herself. Another possible sighting of Bali panhandling in Penticton was made in January 2020. However, local police were able to confirm that the person in question was not Bali. To help in the search, Bali's family organized fundraising events that allowed them to offer a $25,000 reward for any information leading to her safe return. On July 31, 2017, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children joined the search effort and began disseminating information about the then 18-year-old Mekayla Bali. On December 11, 2018, an anonymous donor helped to double the reward for Bali's safe return, from that initial $25,000 to a total of $50,000. However, on January 8, 2020, the reward was cut in half again after the donor needed to ask for his money back. For the 5th anniversary of her disappearance, additional fundraising efforts helped to raise the reward again to $40,000. On the 6th anniversary of her disappearance, an anonymous donor added $60,000 to the reward fund, bringing the total reward to $100,000. From the beginning, Bali's mother has continuously worked to keep her daughter's disappearance in the public's consciousness by organizing fundraising events and media appearances. In August 2017, she gave an extensive interview for the Nighttime podcast. Being one of Canada's most popular podcasts helped her case become known across the country. and over the years, her case has been profiled on several true crime podcasts like Dark Poutine, True North True Crime, and True Crime Timeline. Also in 2017, Bali's disappearance was one of the 10 highlighted cases on the International Missing Children's Day on May 25th by the Missing Children Society of Canada. In 2019, CFREDT produced the television feature Still Searching: The Disappearance of Mekayla Bali, which went on to win the Trina McQueen Award in the TV News Information Program category in April of the following year, as well as an Edward R. Murrow Award the following month. Also in 2019, Bali's disappearance was covered by the investigative duo Victoria Din and Alicia Bridges, who wrote a long-form news feature about her case that included interviews with her high school friends. Police have consistently treated Bali's disappearance as a missing persons case and said that they have no evidence of foul play. Likewise, high school friends have opined that her actions that day were intentional on her part, with one of them saying, "I know it was her decision, but still, I'm kind of kicking myself over it." Some of Bali's social media posts indicated that she was unhappy and planned to leave. However, her mother points out that these posts are very old and were no longer relevant at the time of her disappearance. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children defines trafficking in the context of missing children on its website as a form of child abuse that occurs when a child under 18 is advertised, solicited, or exploited through a commercial sex act. In 2019, a government report was released detailing the problem of human trafficking in Saskatchewan, citing oil and gas developments with a largely male, transient workforce as a major reason for its prevalence in the region. In particular, the cities of Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, and Regina were named as important hubs. Yorkton, the place where Bali disappeared, is in the middle of these places. Consistent with this, Bali's mother has said several times that she fears her daughter may have become a victim of trafficking. Bali had an extensive online presence on a number of social media apps where she chatted with other people, often using a number of different aliases. On March 1st, 2016, Bali wrote both on her Snapchat and one of her Instagram accounts, "Looking for Snapchat friends because I have none in real life. Add me," which led some people to believe that she was subsequently contacted by a person involved in her disappearance. Investigators have consequently put substantial effort into acquiring information on her online history, but said that U.S. privacy laws caused significant delays. Bali's mother said she supported these efforts by giving them all of the passwords, everything to Mekayla's accounts. One app in particular, the messaging app Kik, has been singled out by Bali's friends as well as investigators as being a cause for concern. Kik has been accused of providing inadequate parental control and offering anonymity to potentially malicious actors. And Bali's friends have confirmed that they did not know much about who she was in contact with online. Despite relentless efforts by the police and her loved ones, the truth about what happened to Mekayla Bali remains shrouded in mystery. Every undiscovered detail in her digital life could potentially unlock the answers to this perplexing case. As the search continues, it serves as a sobering reminder of the complexities and potential dangers lurking in our online interactions. This tragedy underscores the critical need for vigilance and better safety measures in digital communications, particularly for young individuals navigating social platforms. Despite the passage of time and numerous tips and reported sightings, Mekayla's whereabouts remain unknown, and her family continues to seek answers. The case has garnered significant attention, with extensive searches, public appeals, and offers of rewards for any information leading to her safe return. I want to express my deepest gratitude to all of you for taking the time to engage with this episode. If you have any information about Mekayla Bali's disappearance, please come forward and assist in bringing closure to this compelling mystery. Thank you for watching, and until the next episode, stay safe.